Good Sunday morning, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom on this very cold Sunday morning. And it was so cold this morning, you may have seen a few snowflakes, but you had to be up well before the sunrise to get that, although we did get a few reports of some flurries here in South Mississippi. Obviously, we did not have any accumulations here, but our neighbors just to our east in parts of Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and now currently in Georgia, seeing some of that snow, and it has accumulated in some spots well to our east. But for us, the ingredients just did not quite come together. We had some drier air move in, it seems like, and the cold air and the moisture over South Mississippi just didn't quite match up. That being said, we did get a few reports of some snowflakes this morning. We got this video from Jimmy. I love this video showing a few of those flurries and snowflakes in front of the palm tree there. Obviously, this is nothing like what we had last year with that incredible snow, but even then, it's not too often that we get snow here in South Mississippi. So if you were up early this morning, we are talking about 3 to 4 o'clock this morning, you may have seen a few snowflakes. We also got in this video. This was in Jackson County, just north of I-10, I believe near the Moss Point area. Thanks to Ann for sending this in. You can also see a few flurries flying through the sky. Didn't amount to much, but it's not every day that you get to see a little bit of snow in South Mississippi. But it really seems like our neighbors to our east lucked out on the snow if you wanted more of that snow. I've been seeing some pictures coming out of parts of the Florida Panhandle, southeast Alabama. They were able to pick up maybe about an inch of snow, a little bit more in some areas. Now, it has definitely been cold this morning. We started off right around the sunrise with temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. We've warmed up a few degrees since then, but we are still in the 30s in Gulfport at 38, 36 in Perkinston. We've got the low 40s beginning to pop up, it looks like, near Moss Point, Biloxi, Keesler Air Force Base, now sitting at 40. But we're keeping a chill in the air today. At least it's going to be beautiful. Nothing but sunshine and blue sky at this point. Any of the precipitation, the cloud cover has moved out of South Mississippi, and we expect nothing but sunshine throughout the rest of the day. It is going to be breezy at times today with winds out of the north and northwest. That's going to make it feel even colder. Right now in Gulfport, we've got a wind chill of 32. As we get into the afternoon, we're only reaching the upper 40s and low 50s, which is about 10 degrees below normal, even for this time of the year. But it is going to be a beautiful Sunday in the sunshine. Just a heads up that the wind likely going to make it feel a little bit cooler throughout the day, and we're keeping that wind out of the north and northwest. Overnight tonight, the wind is going to be relaxing a little bit more, and we should see temperatures plummet very quickly this evening and overnight tonight, even below freezing. For your marine forecast today, still pretty breezy or windy this morning. Winds are going to be the strongest this morning. They may relax a little bit more by the afternoon. We still have a small craft advisory in effect until noon today, where offshore areas could see seas as high as 6 to 11 feet. By the afternoon, that may slack off a little bit, but throughout the rest of this morning, it's going to be pretty rough over the water, especially offshore. Over the sound, we're looking at a strong breeze out of the northwest, up to 20 to 25 knots at times. So choppy to rough conditions are expected with seas at 2 to 3 feet. Looks like we have just passed low tide this morning for Bay St. Louis. We will be coming up on high tide late tonight. And thanks to that colder air, naturally our water temperature has dropped a little bit since yesterday. Now we've got that water temp in Back Bay right around 53. So chilly today, very cold again tonight. These are expected temperatures right around the sunrise tomorrow between 6 and 7 o'clock. We're looking at lows in the low 30s along the coast. I may even need to bump down those lows a little bit more. The air is incredibly dry. Anytime we have very dry air in place, it's easy for temperatures to drop quickly. So at the very least, we're expecting the upper 20s and low 30s. Mid 20s are certainly possible farther inland in Pearl River Zone in George County. So people, pets, and plants certainly need to be protected. Not a bad idea to protect pipes as well, especially if you live farther inland, because we could spend several hours below freezing. So it is going to be downright cold. At least the wind is not going to be as strong on Monday. So the wind chill, not as much of a factor, but actual temperatures in the 20s and 30s. As you know, that is downright cold. So satellite and radar showing the rain, the snow, that has obviously moved out of South Mississippi. We have got tons of sunshine with the clouds moving out of the way. Taking a look right now where the snow is, it's mainly in central Georgia, now starting to approach South Carolina, looks like. And we did see winter storm warnings in effect for parts of the Florida Panhandle today, and also seeing winter weather advisories remaining in effect in parts of Alabama and into Georgia as well. Those areas shaded in pink with that winter storm warning, they may be picking up 1 to 3 inches of snow once it's all said and done. Obviously here in South Mississippi, that didn't happen. The cold air and the moisture just didn't quite meet up, but it did happen to our east, and even for those areas, it's not too often that you get to say you are dealing with a winter storm. Let's look at temperatures across the country. The only warm spot, as far as I can tell, is South Florida. Naturally, they are still in the upper 70s in Miami. Elsewhere, things are looking very chilly, downright cold in parts of the Midwest this morning with temperatures in the single digits. And we can even see in the Mid-South, Memphis at 22, up in the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati sitting at 17. So winter really taking its grip on the lower 48, with the exception, of course, of South Florida. Funny enough, they are not seeing a wind chill. Looks like they are actually seeing a little bit of a heat index at 81, with the actual temperature in the 70s. Elsewhere, we've got more of a wind chill for the most part, feeling more like freezing in Gulfport. Wind chill up into parts of the Midwest, well below zero. So it'll be interesting today for those football fans up in Chicago. I know they've got an NFL game going up there. That is going to be brutally cold. So while it's cold here, it's a good reminder that it could certainly be colder. But for our standards along the Gulf Coast, it is downright cold, especially with a little bit of that wintry precip. Also want to talk about, too, how dry the air is. We have dew points in the teens this morning. If you're prone to dry skin, chapped lips, just a heads up, the humidity today is going to be very low. There's not a lot of moisture in the air at this point with dew points so low. Just a heads up, you may need some lotion, some chapstick today, especially with that wind, because the air is very, very dry. And with that dry air in place, it is going to be very easy for temperatures to drop quickly once we get past the sunset. So we are looking at a freeze overnight tonight into Monday. Inland areas are very likely going to see a hard freeze with temperatures in the mid-20s. Those of us on the coast, upper 20s, low 30s expected. Tomorrow afternoon, a little warmer than today. Not warm by any means, but we will be roughly about 5 degrees warmer. Temperatures in the mid-50s for the most part. So still a bit on the chilly side, but not as chilly as today. We will see some more of that cool air settle in by Tuesday, starting off close to freezing once again. By Tuesday afternoon, high temperatures only staying in the low to mid 50s. But things are trending warmer once we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Briefly touching base on the wind, it is going to be breezy today with winds out of the north and northwest. Does not look like it's going to be as windy tomorrow, but still keeping a little bit of that breeze out of the north means that we're going to lock some of that cooler air in place. But tomorrow, it does not look quite as windy. So again, freezing temperatures expected Monday morning, tomorrow morning, and Tuesday morning. Wednesday, a little bit of a transition day. Still going to be cold in the morning with temperatures in the 30s. We may end up a few degrees above freezing for those of us along the coast. And then by Thursday and Friday, the mornings are looking much more mild compared to what we've had or what we expect over the next few days. So these are low temperatures expected throughout the mornings over the next 5 days. Obviously, it's going to be very cold a little bit farther inland with temperatures in the 20s. High temperatures starting on Wednesday are going to be back into the low 60s, and then we will kick off a warming trend into Thursday and Friday. For the time being, we're looking at highs back in the mid 60s, maybe even some upper 60s by the next upcoming weekend, which is actually above normal for this time of the year. But at least through Tuesday, it's going to be very chilly and downright cold during the mornings with temperatures close to freezing. A little bit warmer, if you want to call it that, by Wednesday morning, but not by much. And rain chances not too impressive over the next several days. We may get a few showers by Wednesday and Thursday. At this time, doesn't look like a big washout by any means, just a few showers passing through here or there. No wintry weather expected in terms of any snow or wintry mix later this week. Going to be far too warm for that. So once we get past, I would say Wednesday morning, we really start to thaw out a little bit more. It's not going to be nearly as cold. But again, tonight into tomorrow morning, we will be below freezing, close to freezing again Tuesday morning. So we have some cold days up ahead, but at least you've got some sunshine to try and warm us up a little bit, although it's not really going to be doing a whole lot today. So time now is 9:20. We will be coming back up this evening at 5:30. So for our early evening newscast on this Sunday, and we'll have another newscast coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. I will be back giving you another update on your forecast this upcoming week. Plus, we'll have all the latest news going on in South Mississippi. So we hope you join us either at 5:30 today or at 10 o'clock for the latest news here at WLOX.